Hey y'all, Tanya Bird here. And one of the things I find helpful with Claude is when you build skills. So today I'm going to show you some skills that I have built. We're going to hone in on the branding skill in particular. And I'll give you some questions that Claude can ask you to build your own brand skill. So let's dive in. Okay, well, here is Claude. And you're going to find your skills over here in the custom area. And you're going to see that they're right down here, skills custom. And I have a workflow. I have a bird group brand brain. I have a audience niche intelligence. I have a content skill. And so I've gone in and built each one of these skills, and you can use them together. So, like if you're going to create a social media post, then you would need the Bird Group brand brain and the Bird Group content system, and tell Claude you want that to work for both of those so that you can build out a social media post. But I want to help you build your own brand skill. And in the comments below, I will give you questions that you can put into Claude and answer them and tell it you want to build your own brand skill. This is what the brand skill looks like. So it talks about who we are. We used to be Bird Group Realty. We changed our name so it knows that we changed it. So if it finds anything out there, we are not Bird Group Realty. We are the Bird Group and who the team members are. And it goes into our branded colors and what our branded fonts are and what the rules are around our logo because we uploaded our logo so it could see it. Then on the layer two, what our professional identity is, we like to often talk about being a part of the Keller Williams Real Estate Planner community. So all of that is in here and what our mindset is around helping people out in their transactions, what our mission, visions, and core values are. Now, I'm going to tell you, I did an exercise a long time to figure these things out. So it may take you a little bit of time to come up with your mission, vision, and core values and your beliefs and who you serve. But if you take the time that it takes, then you can build a really strong skill. Some people that we network with beyond a real estate transaction, because we are primarily focused in on seniors, a silver tsunami, tired landlords, and probate. So we need these people in our lives so that we can recommend them. And then what our brand tone is, voice characteristics, our value proposition, brand traits, what our geographical focus is. I need to update this because it keeps wanting to put in that I'm in the South Metro area, Atlanta area. And of course I am. But if I got a probate deal, I would do Atlanta. So I want to change that to greater Atlanta area. All I have to do is go into a chat and tell it, hey, our geographical focus is the greater Atlanta area. Take out South Metro Atlanta area, and it will do it. And any kind of rules we have that it needs to know about in order to do the branding. Now, I will say one of the things it does not have out here is the Keller Williams branding. So I will probably update this because when you're doing co-branding, it needs to know the rules around that. And I might also tell it my Georgia real estate advertising rules to update this so that we're not making any mistakes when we're creating content. I will also say that it's got all the programming here on the back end because as you go through this, it will, as you flip back and forth between this, you can see the additional information that it has out here for the skill. So that is the skill. Let's take a peek at the questions. So the questions are like, what's your name? Who are the principals or the leaders in your team? And you know, you would tell if you're a solo agent that you're a solo agent. If you're not, then you would Name all your team members. What are your hex codes? This is where I would tell it if you don't have your own branding, your brokerage codes, hex codes, and what your brokerage fonts are. I guarantee you they have a branded guide that you can upload into Claude, and any rules around that logo. So have it ask you these questions. Here's the questions about positioning and mindset. So what is your mission, vision, and core values? What is your belief, your philosophy that guides you? Who do you actually serve? Beyond basic transaction, who's your referral network? And I probably should add other agents in here because my referral network is also other agents. Voice tone, like how your voice is. Like, I might describe my voice as being very Southern in nature, and sometimes I come off with Southern sayings, and I'm going to say things like going and fixing to and y'all. I may tell it that, but I may tell it that when we're writing, like that's how I speak, but when we're writing content, we might want to spell those things out correctly, right? Um, but that, Southern charms, Southern hospitality, things like that. How do you talk versus how you don't talk? Um, what's your value positioning? And it says in a paragraph, so I'm assuming it wants to know like a paragraph of your value positioning. What's your non-negotiable brand traits? Things you won't compromise on. Like, I would say for me, we have a lot of integrity in ours. So I would tell it I'm not going to compromise on not having integrity. The service areas, any kind of local laws or regulations that it needs to know about that you must follow. And then what are the hard rules on your language and positioning? And this might be where I put in the information about my advertising rules for Georgia in that content rules. So it really can get this done. And when it has this brand, it can create some beautiful checklists for you and put all your branding on there and make it look lovely, even for internal documents. So again, this will be in the description below for you to click on. And so go grab it, throw it out in Claude, tell it you want to create a brand skill for you, and then it will use that skill when you're trying to create any kind of content, any kind of emails, any kind of things that you want to use your logo colors, your brokerage logo colors, and combine them together. I hope you found this helpful. Comment below if you were able to either update your branding skill using some of these questions or if you built one out altogether. And I'll see you next time. Bye.